Good evening, all my little Pokemans. Mewtwo here with you tonight, feeling rather fluffy and cozy at the moment, and, well, that's just how things roll. Well, it's going to be a talking video today, obviously. I'm sitting in a chair at my desk. My head's always ajar, because it always is, the moment I try to talk. Anyway, before we get into the fun, please don't forget both my Patreon link and my Ko-fi link are in the description box below, both of which are great ways to help support me and my channel and help me make better videos for you, my awesome public. Okay, today's going to be a bit of a heavier topic. I apologize about that. But some of the stuff I like to do when it's extra relevant, and today, well, this is relevant as it happened to us in a lot of ways. It's important to remember in our lives, whether or not we make choices or whether or not we try to do things, something might go wrong in life. Whether or not we really had an effect by what we were doing to change the outcome of this, it's not always the case. We need to remember we don't need to feel bad as much for the stuff we couldn't change. Just be happy about the stuff that we do that we can change, we have made a difference in. What is this all about? What is this stupid guy rambling about? Why is he wearing a pink snowsuit? It's April. Most of these questions I'm going to answer. So, this is something that happened to us over this last week. I don't go out to our shed very often. I don't have a reason to. I put things out there that are in basically storage for whenever they're going to eventually be needed. They're not things that are garbage, they're just things you don't need every day. A shovel, the lawnmower usually lives out there, an extra coffee table we might need if we rearrange, stuff like that. And, very importantly, for this video, a stack of 18-gallon plastic Sterilite totes. Why do I have a stack of those? We bought a lot of them when we were moving. It made moving a lot easier. Was I going to throw them away when we got here? No. They're actually useful. I occasionally pulled them out for things. And I gave a bunch of them to my sister when she was moving, so I made her life easier too. Everybody wins. So, last week, we were rearranging some stuff upstairs, and it came to me that, yeah, the Nerf guns upstairs are being a bit of a mess. I want to deal with those. I'm going to put them down in the garage, where they'll actually have a better chance of getting use and or access to, because they were actually under things where they were, and the location is, again, under things where they had been, so they're basically were in limbo. So, I went out to the shed to get 3 Sterilite totes, because I figured that'd be about enough. I don't know. And it turned out right. I guessed good. Yay, math. But when I got out to the shed was not empty. This was, I can't remember for sure, it was Monday or Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. Pretty darn sure it was Tuesday because of when everything happened. In the shed, underneath part of the shelving unit where some tarps and stuff are sitting, there were 2 little black kittens. And I don't just mean small cats. I mean pretty fresh kittens. They're on top of the tarp. I was like, okay, the mother had kittens. They're outdoor cats. I don't want to disturb them. I want to make sure the mother enjoys them, keeps them happy. So I let them be. Turned to the other direction where the totes were. Pulled a couple out. They had some water on, so I took time to dump off the water. Apparently there's a leak in the roof. Had to deal with that. That's future me's problem. So I pulled out the 3 totes I needed, the 3 lids. I turned back. The kittens had wandered underneath the tarps or something. I was like, okay, they're obviously functional. They're big enough to go into hiding. Mommy must be feeding them. They're just being smart and going to hiding while a human came into the zone. They did meow when I came into the garage, into the shed, so I know they're both making noise. I go about my business for the rest of the week, not really thinking too much about them. Took care of the Nerf gun thing. They're in the garage. They're happy. They're on a shelf where they actually have better access. Yay, Nerf guns. 3 18-gallon Sterilite totes, and that's only the ones that were small enough to fit in the totes. There's more on the shelves that are too long for that. The other thing we were doing was we were taking the coffee table back out of the workroom upstairs because it was no longer needed for what it was doing. I'd taken the legs off it. I brought it downstairs, and I was like, well, when I go out to grill on Saturday, I was going to make some burgers on the grill out back. I'd take it out then when I had shoes on. It was convenient timing. So I put my shoes on, lit the grill, picked up the tabletop, was carrying it out to the shed, and there they still were. They were no longer off to the side, hiding in the pile of tarp. They were now out in the middle of the shed floor, and they were not scrambling to get away this time. That was the first unfortunate clue. At this point, one was definitely yowling. The other one was barely moving. The yowling one was kind of laying on the quiet one. I'm guessing trying to keep it warm and keep itself warm at the same time. 2 body heats is better than 1, especially when it wasn't really cold. It's 60-ish out there. In there in an enclosed space, so it's not like it's super warm, but if they were on those tarps, it probably was cat tolerable. But did not look like Mama had come to see them in a few days. I was doing my best to look at them. I try not to touch them too much because I didn't want to get human on them, and if the mother was coming back, I wanted to make sure she didn't think that they were interfered with or not wanted to be taken care of. But it became very painfully obvious to me, not from my fault, the mother cat had abandoned these 2 into this shed, and she had not been back, at least for a day or so. So I can't have cats. I'm very allergic. So I, consciously wanting to or not wanting to, I cannot bring these into my house. I like breathing. I know that's selfish of me to enjoy air, but I'm very aware I cannot own a cat, no matter how much I love them. So, what am I going to do? I took a couple pictures. I posted on Twitter asking anyone have any ideas. We don't even have actual moo cow milk in the house because I'm intolerant, so I can't even drink milk. It's not good for them either, mind you. But apparently it's slightly better for them because it has something they can absorb over, say, the almond milk that I do have. Which still wouldn't have done much good since I don't have an eyedropper or something like that. These little buggers were definitely still on mommy milk mode. Everything's going through my head of what could I possibly do. Mommy's not coming back. We don't have anything we can feed them. I can't afford to take these things to a vet. I can't afford to pay to take care of some cat's deposit in my shed. I I love cats, but I I can't afford to pay to say hundreds of dollars to take a cat to the vet. I don't afford hundreds of dollars to take me to the doctor when I feel like I have a cold, because I don't want to pay hundreds of dollars for them to tell me to take ibuprofen and rest, or give me a prescription for something that will probably still pass anyway. There's a reason why I don't do that. I can't budget to go spend hundreds of dollars on two kittens that I don't even know if they can do anything for, and at best, I still would end up with the kittens in the end. Going to the vet wouldn't fix the problem, it just costs money. Uh, Most of the time with the Humane Society, Humane is a looser part of that situation. Sending newborns to a lot of them is very much a death sentence for the cats. And they were closed until Monday. This is Saturday. They're closed till Monday. These are kittens still on fresh mode. They're not going to make it to Monday. I fortunately, after a bit of searching around, did find a no-kill rescue situation in the area. And I sent them an email because they had no phone number. Email works fine. I'm good with that. Email's great. Email is easier for me to deal with mentally and, quickly. So I sent an email off. They were able to respond. I sent them pictures of the kittens. I let them know the status. They said it's late. By the time I'd gotten around to finding them, it was 8:30 or so. I can't remember exactly when, but it's late. It's definitely past easy time o'clock. They were setting up so I could deal with this on Sunday morning with them. Bring it over. In the end, it was bring them to the Petco where they kind of an agreement. They do pet adoptions. They come and do healthy things there, which is awesome. Way cool. Support that 100%. I'm not sure what all they do. I mean, this is my first experience involved in this. But they were willing to do their best to try and save these two kittens. Well, I still can't bring them in the house. I like breathing. Cannot bring the allergen object into my house to sit around for any period of time. That, and it's not much warmer inside than it is outside. It was still going to be about 60 that night. Yuck. Yuck for me. I like it when it's cooler at night. But yay for the kitties, because at least they'll kind of stay warm. I took them out a fitted bed sheet that we had sitting around that didn't match anything. I put them both on top of it. We'd warmed it in the dryer first, so it was a little bit warm, so at least we're getting something to toast them up. And I put them both on it, and felt so bad about this part. There was a big storm that night. Loud, not necessarily a little wet, but a lot of noise. Enough, the thunder was shaking our house. I can't imagine what it was doing to shaking the shed. So when I got up Sunday morning, I went and checked on them. They had both managed to wander off the sheet. And we're back to almost the exact same spot that I found them Saturday evening. I placed them both back on the sheet. The one was still being nice and vocal and squirmy, which was good. The other one, not so much. It was still breathing. Its stomach had definitely sunk in a lot. The first couple times I'd interacted with them on Saturday, they both at least physically responded to some extent. They tried to hold on whenever I picked them up, to check them out, make sure they were okay, or the points when I put them on the sheet. When I picked up that one on Sunday morning, I already knew the answer. I kind of knew the answer Saturday. It was still alive, but that was a very, very, very stretch on that necessarily alive nature. Fortunately, I was able to. I took them both with me. I went over to the Petco. Stood around, waited for the rescue lady to get there. First things first, she saw the one that wasn't moving very much, and she was like, "I'm sorry, he's gone. He's cold. He's not going to make it. He's already dead." She put him in part of the sheet and covered him up. Picked up the other one, who was fortunately still very vocal, still moving around a lot, and she nursed him back. She has formula. She had a syringe with a nipple on the end of it, so she was able to save this kitten and and nursed him back to at least stability for right then. And per an email I got today is Monday. I did this on Sunday. She responded, "He's doing fine. He's with a foster owner right now. He's been feeding him 3 times a day. He is he's very vocal. He stomps around a lot, which is fine. That's good. That means he's active. That means he's okay." So here's the dilemma. Obviously, Tuesday, pretty sure it was Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday because I was doing it the same day I was taking the trash out. I had to put shoes on, so that was my excuse why I was going to go to the shed. They seemed fine. They definitely seemed like someone was coming to take care of them because they were still definitely moving. They were able to hide on their own. That means they were still somewhat with it. They were still fine enough. And I was able to then save the one. But I still couldn't save the other. Should I have looked? Should I have checked on them? Maybe. Was I worried I was going to interfere with the mother and she might have ignored them if I was in there more? Did she ignore them because I did go in there? Is this somehow my fault? I don't know. Was there any way I would have known there were kittens in the shed before I went out to the shed? I didn't hear the shed meowing, so there's no way I would have guessed. It was the point when I had entered the shed the first time, whenever Mama Kitty decided she was never going to go back again to check on her young ones. Was it something else that stopped her from coming back? I mean, it's a stray cat. We're in suburbia. I don't know if there's not a flat cat somewhere around. I had not seen that black cat that had been running around our area for a bit. So I don't know. I don't look out all windows in all the area all the time. So I can't be sure what is or isn't passing by. All I know is I had not seen the cat recently myself when looking out. And when I did find them, not knowing what to do or who to contact. Because we're not a cat person. When you don't deal with pets on a day-to-day basis, you don't necessarily go, oh, well, you know, my cat contact with I can go to that'll take stray cats. Oh, I just give them a quick email. No, the first things that were coming to my head was, is there any place that I can contact that's in a reasonable driving distance that does do non-kill, that might actually be able to help a kitten? And really, the first couple places I found were the no answers. One was a vet. Again, that's not going to fix the problem. That means I'm going to pay a few $100s, and I still have 2 kittens. And they weren't open until Monday. The Humane Society also closed, also probably a death sentence for the kittens, and they're closed till Monday. Fortunately, I spotted this one, and they were able to help as much as they could. I felt bad as I brought them to her and handed her the bundle, and the one was already gone. And what can you do? There was no way I could have gotten them to them sooner. By the time I found their email account, by the time I'd figured out who they were and where they were, by the time I'd realized the kittens were definitely in desperate need, it was past the time that he was going to survive. He was probably already dead, or effectively to the point where he was not going to make it Saturday night. The hard part here is I feel happy for the one that we saved. I feel sad for the one that I couldn't save. But in no way should they have been our responsibility. We took responsibility for something that was there, was thrust upon us. The babies were handed to us secretly, not even telling us. And this was something we did our best with. Where do you go on that? Where do you feel? Do you spend the next week mourning the loss of the kitten you couldn't save? Celebrating the life of the kitten you did save? Or do you just go about your daily business and try not to think about it? Because you do what you have to do. You do as much as you can for all of the ones that you try your best with. These kinds of situations could come up to anyone about any kind of critter, or any kind of thing. If you do your best, as much as you know you really could do, that's what counts. I know deep down, I did my best to try and help those 2 little fluffs. Am I happy I saved that one? Yes. Am I still sad that that one other one did not make it? Yes. Do I know I'm not responsible? Yes. But that doesn't make me not sad. And it's a hard pill to swallow. I've raised kittens before, more than a few times throughout my teenage years when I could still breathe around the little cuties. Bursty was based around Starburst Dawn Benninger, my cat. I raised that one from I was there as she was born up until the week she died. She knew she was mine. I loved my cat. I even loved all the stupid cats, whether or not they were mine in the house. Even years and years after we moved out of the area, I was very sad when the last cat at my parents' house died. Age of 17. Um, the child of a stray just kept going for them. Always help. Always do what you can. It's okay to be sad. Just make sure you don't blame yourself. I say that knowing I still do, to some extent. I'm trying to get past it myself. I am going to link the Facebook and or the website. I'll see what I can link of the cat rescue I did get them to. If you can support them, that's amazing. I'd even rather you support them over supporting me. Save a kitty. Yeah. I know this wasn't a super exciting video. I know this wasn't cheerful, but it was on my mind and it needed talked about. Love yourselves. Take care of yourselves. Take care of the ones that can't take care of themselves as much as you can. But don't beat yourself up over any time you can't. You can't save the whole world. If you get that one kitten, just that one kitten, that's the kitten that was worth fighting for. And I hope that little fluff gets to a great home, stomps around someone's house, announces his presence every single day, and has a long, happy life. That's my hope for today. I'm going to leave you at that. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the little dingly bell for the little dingly bell. Let you know I post new videos. Who knows? Could be Mewtwo or anybody else. Probably be a happier topic, because I try not to have too many sad ones on here. But if nothing else, I hope this helped you. Helped you understand things. It helps you through something else that'll come down the line for you in the future. I can't say what's going to happen in your lives. I can't say you're going to find a kitten in your backyard, or a baby bird, or whatever. Or someone gets hurt in front of your house and you help them. Get them a Band-Aid or something. Help them call their mom to pick them up. Whatever you do, know that I thank you as well. I'm thanking you right now ahead of time for whatever it is that you do to help someone else or something else when it's in its time of need. You'll know when you're needed. It'll happen. It'll be there. You'll know what you have to do. Even if you don't know what you have to do, you'll try your best. Like we did. And hopefully, what you do will make a difference. Patreon link and Coffee link are in the description box below, both of which support me and my channel. Help me make better videos for you. I wish you all a great evening. Please leave a thought for that one kitten that didn't make it. And leave a thought for the kitten that did make it. Because he's going to make somebody happy. He made me happy. That's my happy thought for today. That kitten. I'll see you all again on the next video. Thank you for listening to this silly Pokemon babble on about things. Stay good, people. Do good things. I'll keep an eye on you.